You can skip this step by buying a chili seasoning pack. It comes with everything you need in the packet, but if you don't want to do that, and if you have all the ingredients, go ahead and add some grated onion, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, cumin, and a little bit of this chicken bouillon flavor. This is where I'm going in a different direction other than the traditional way of making chili. So I'm going to add a dollop of that. And we're also going to use something else that's not really traditional just because I had it left over. This is some Carrabba's herbs with olive oil. I didn't want it to go to waste. So it was a perfect addition to my chili. So I began to mix in the seasonings and brown the meat. And over to the left, I have my noodles boiling. Again, this is a baked casserole dish, so that's why I'm adding the noodles. And then I'm going to add this 3-bean mix here. Now, this is a black bean, kidney bean, and pinto bean mix, but you could just use kidney beans, which is traditional in chili. I also added a jarred tomato and basil garlic sauce. You can make yours from scratch if you want to. So I tasted the chili, and it needs some sugar to cut the acid from the tomato sauce, and it also needs some salt. I didn't add salt in the beginning when I added the other seasonings because I typically wait until it all comes together to see if it even needs salt, and of course it needed a little bit. So I began to grate my cheese. I use white and yellow cheddar cheese. If you want a cheese pull, like really stringy, use mozzarella instead. But I just wanted a creamy cheese texture. So then I washed my aluminum pans. Do you guys wash your aluminum pans or not? So I added my base layer of chili sauce. You put that down first to keep everything else from sticking to the pan. Now over to the right here, I'm making some homemade hamburger helper for my son because he can't have that tomato sauce. So then I began to layer. Now, my recommendation is to mix your noodles in with the sauce and then do the layering process. But since I was doing several different recipes with that one pot of chili, I had to do mine this way. But if it weren't for that, I would have mixed everything together with the cheeses and then layered each layer with a layer of cheese and sauce. Now, if this were macaroni and cheese, I would let my cheese be the final layer. But since this is a chili cheese bake, I want to have the chili showing through the cheese, just so people know what it is. Add some little herbs on top, pop it in the oven until it's nice and bubbly. Remember, it's already done, so there's no need to cook it. At this point, you just want to melt the cheese, okay? And this is why I put down that parchment paper and put the pan on top of another baking sheet, because I knew that there would be some spillage, and I didn't want that in my oven. Another thing is I should have waited before dipping into this. I just wanted to give you guys a visual of what it looked like on the inside. But really, if I let it cool off just a bit, then it would have, the cheese and stuff would have stuck together a little bit better. As you can see, it's a little bit loose here, but it was still good. It was nice and creamy. You have the flavors of the chili. You have that cheese. You could taste the beans. It was really good. And this would be good as a dip too if you take out the noodles. So that's it. I hope you guys try this recipe. Later.